Hello all my Sun, Moon, and Rising Scorpios. Welcome to my channel. Tonight I'll be doing your mid-monthly reading for October 2018. This is a generalized reading, so if you would like a personal reading, you can email me with the email I have below, or you can visit my website to book a reading. So for tonight, I'll be using two divination tools. The first one is the Tarot of the Nymphs. And I'll also be pulling some runes out at the end of the reading. So these are handmade runes. So Scorpio, what do you have going on for October 2018? I don't have any of the cards flipped over, so I'll see them all at once. And your card popped out in the reading too, the King of Cups. It's what Scorpio is generally associated with. And we have Temperance at the top. So this is an amazing reading for Scorpios, especially if you were going through a tough time recently and it's finally coming to a closure. So I am getting more of acceptance, which is great because October 8th, which is when I'm posting it, this reading, it is a new moon in Libra. So new beginnings, high tides of coming and going. Out with the old and in with the new. For the better, of course. So, your crowning card, which is your thoughts, we have Temperance, and your rooted card, which does go with your crowning card, we have the King of Cups, which is amazing. And the reason why they go together is because this is more of a resurfacing, a surfacing card, because it can really point out why you're reacting a certain way or doing certain things. And deep down what's inside and the root of it all. So the Temperance card is going to be a balance. Now it doesn't really show here in this Temperance card, but usually there is something alchemical going on in the card, in the traditional Rider-Waite card, where the water is moving on its own and you can see that the angel is holding it. So this is definitely great for more of being emotionally sound. This could also be reminiscent of a specific person that really influenced you for the better, more of the angelic or showing you the better things in life type of person. And the reason why I'm pointing out the alchemical change is because it starts with you, that you put effort into it. So there is effort going on in the world of Scorpio. So in the past we have the Sun, which the Sun could have been a welcoming or enlightenment card, something that really brought you in and seeing the light in the next stages. And in the present we have the Ace of Swords, and the challenge would be the Page of Pentacles. So with the Page of Pentacles, keeping that momentum and keeping a healthy mind, because swords are generally associated with the mind and conquering those things, because swords with fighting, you can also read it the other way, with swords associating with fire which those two are more of a duality anyway. So I really hope that you guys keep this clear mind, or exercises, or being able to have a healthy mindset. Because in the immediate future, it's you moving on. And you see that there's a building in the background, and there's a bridge. That all you have to do is walk that bridge, and it will be better. Of course, there will be some obstacles, and it won't be the easiest, especially when you have the sun in the past. Now, the sun in the past could also be that something you loved, or something that was really, that meant a lot to you, is in your past, and now you're letting go of those things. So another thing is that why I'm saying that I hope that this is going to continue, because it seems really amazing for you, is because we have the further future as the Nine of Swords, which can be more of a clairvoyant card, because you could be getting messages in your dream, you could be looking at signs in a different way, but it can also be associated with nightmares too, in that you're putting yourself through something, or you're not letting go of certain things, and there's the intensity that you get from the Nine of Swords. You see that these vines are holding her down, and then it's resembling a monster with the swords as teeth. So that could be more of a blow to your mental state, on if you can keep it up. But at this point, since the reading is so amazing, I don't see why it can't be done. So this is definitely a reading about mental clarity. For the karmic card, for why everything is happening, we have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands has a lot going on. We see the nymph, and she's trying to clear some of the mushrooms there, which resemble the wands in this deck. And at first it might be overwhelming, but if you do one thing at a time and you work your way towards it, you can be successful. I would say this is a really successful reading. And moving towards the better, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be your mental state. That's what I'm mainly getting. It does seem like a very positive reading. But I don't see like positive and negatives with this. It does matter what you put into your life is what can come out of it. So with the environment being the High Priestess, we do have a card that is coming from the Major Arcana. We also have the Temperance card that comes out of the Major Arcana, which is really big steps. And you're taking a big leap from your past, because this is part of your Major Arcana too. That's more of your ether element, because we have the minors, which is more of like everyday life, and then you have majors, which is major things, more of your spiritual, or your the soul part of your journey. So with the environment being your High Priestess, you're really going with your gut, with your gut in this one. And then we have, for your hopes, the Six of Swords. So there are intentions of wanting something better, and I'm going to pull out a couple more cards for that. And I have a feeling I want to also read that one with the Nine of Swords, which is going to be your further future. What it really comes down to. I'll just flip these. So again, these cards are describing your hopes and fears for the Six or fears for the Six of Swords. And you see that she's walking on a boardwalk. And there's something calming about it, but there are also swords in the way too, so it won't be the easiest process. And then we have the further feature, the Nine of Swords. But also embracing those challenges too. So I pulled out 6 cards for this. Yeah. So for the present, we have the Tower, major changes, major arcana, going into the waters. So it does seem like something more solid is coming along because that foundation wasn't stable. And also, they could have used it to put out the fires, but they went in the water. So it's fine. Burning down that tower can resemble burning bridges too. The struggle, the Page of Cups, which is new energy for you, for finding some happiness, new happiness. Following steps, we have the Hierophant, which is the learning experience. I feel like you're this figure here, the one that people confide in, because you've experienced more than most have. The past we have, which is really interesting, the King of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So the court cards are the Page, Knights, Queens, and Kings. Not saying that one is better than the other, but they have different duties in terms of court cards generally. So this is asking, I am feeling more of catering more to yourself. This seems like more of a family person. I'm just generalizing it, but feminine, masculine and feminine. I don't really like to go with those terms, but if you can allow yourself to translate it in a way that you're going to understand it, and catering to your own needs for this one. This is more like you have your empire. So this is rebuilding, not too much though. Then you have the Moon as an energy. So being able to bask in that sunlight or moonlight and accepting the challenge and accepting that there's a different path, even though you might not know what it is. So I'm going to pull out 3 rune staves. So I do feel like you will become or get a lot more out of it than you think with this journey. Prosperity can be translated into different things, and I really feel like you'll be a better influence for yourself and for other people. So this was the ending for the future. Fehu. And for the present we have Othel. There are different names for these rune staves, so if you have other names that you call it, then you can go with that. And taking care of things around you. And in your past, we have a standstill, which is Isa. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're interested in a reading, you can email me with the email I have below, or you can visit my website to book a reading. Have a great new moon.